If you had to ask me what I thought the best tier 10 medium in World of Tanks Blitz would be, I would have to vouch for the STB-1. It has got fantastic call-down capabilities, great DPM, pretty good accuracy. It's just got everything you'd need on a medium tank, and it can weather pretty much any storm. The issue with the STB-1, and the reason why a lot of people are hindered from going down the line, is this tank, and the tank after it, and the two tanks before it. We start at the Cheeto, which has no armor, and it plays vehicles like Annihilators and Smashers. And that's the same issue for the Chi-Ri. Even though that vehicle has fantastic DPM, I don't really enjoy playing against Smashers in a tank that's got 50 millimeters of frontal and side armor. Then you move your way onto this tank, and this is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, the STA-1. Now this tank, the reason I actually was going to make a video on it was because of that anime girl right there. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about a tank that has an anime character on it that you could drive, but fun fact, you actually can't see that character when you drive the tank in game. Which means, Wargaming, you lied to me. I spent 1,400 gold on this camo and I don't even get the anime girl? What? Why would you do this to me? It's literally only in the garage. What's the... why? Well, after my disappointment and my day has been ruined, we're still going to be talking about the tank and giving it an honest review on my personal opinion playing it. I want a 1,400 gold refund though. Now, the STA is great on certain aspects and absolutely horrendous on the others. The great thing is the gun, and that's really the only great thing is the gun. It's got 10 degrees of gun depression, which of course is fantastic. It's got fantastic standard pen at 230 and the premium sheesh at 303. For a second I was going to stop myself. I was like 300. But yeah, this thing carries 303 millimeters of pen. This thing has the same pen as an IS-7 standard APCR without Cali. That's pretty dang impressive. Not only that, but it's got pretty good accuracy on the aiming time and as well the dispersion. So overall, the gun is fantastic on this tank. But let me stop you there, because that's about all that is fantastic about the tank. The DPM on the tank is not great. Notice how I left that out. Even though this vehicle has a great gun, the DPM is very lackluster. It's 2100. Now here's a good comparison. We got vehicles like the Type 59 Patton. Now the Type 59 Patton has more armor than this tank because let's face it, this thing has literally no armor. So the Type 59 Patton is based on a Type 59 hull, go figure. So it's got very good frontal armor. The Type 59 Patton sitting at about 2500 DPM. This vehicle's about 2130. So the 59 Patton's about 350 more damage per minute. Yeah, go figure. It's got very good premium penetration at about 275 if you're running calibrated, which isn't as good as this, but it's really not going to make much of a difference in a tier 8 battle. And as well, while the AP is much worse at 175, again, I really don't find the downsides that worse on that tank compared to the major downsides on this vehicle, not to mention the 59 Patton goes 56, and this vehicle goes 50. It's really not great on the mobility, and that's the thing that's really been killing me, is the fact that for a vehicle that has no armor, it really has nothing going for it. A vehicle like the TVP V2 that has no armor, or, you know, a vehicle like the FE301, which actually has armor, which is kind of annoying, they all have their own little quirk. The TVP's got big alpha, the FE301's got high DPM, and this vehicle doesn't have anything. It really doesn't, because you'd think that they give it good DPM with the great penetration, but having good pen is not really a quirk when your vehicle has no armor and no mobility. Like, sure, it's decently quick, but going 48 kilometers per hour in a tank that has about the same armor as my butt, yeah, that's not great. It's not fantastic, and that's something that's really been irritating because it's not quick enough to get out of certain engagements. Like this IS-2 here, I pretty much know that I'm not quick enough to get away from him. He tracks me as well, so the armor just lets me down on the vehicle, and I don't know, I just really didn't enjoy that. And that's really what kind of let me down here. Like, you can see this first game here, I bounced one singular shell, and that was because the guy hit me on the mantlet. Apart from that, like, I knew I wasn't going to bounce a shell from this guy. I just wanted to get a couple taps into him. And you can see, again, that poor DPM just taking so long to chunk each shell in. And you may be saying, well, don't run calibrated, but at this point, it's got such bad DPM as it is for a tier 8 medium, I figured I might as well run Cali as it is. So we're sitting at 2,100 damage. Again, I'm not doing bad in this vehicle. I averaged about 2,500 damage in the 6 games I played in it, but the issue was I only won 2 out of the 6 games, and these were all tier 8 battles. And it's not like I was doing bad. I was averaging, as I said, 2,500 in all these games. It's not a bad take. And that's what I've gathered from the info, is that The issue is, it's not really the tank's fault, it's the team's. You have to rely on your team in a vehicle like this because it doesn't have armor, it doesn't have the best mobility, and while the gun is decent, it doesn't have the DPM to support itself. So, this is more like a second-line vehicle. And when your teammates, like, I had one game where literally I had 2 tier 8 YOLO rush on Canal and instantly die, and because of that, I had to run away. So the rest of my battle was literally running, and that was it. That was my whole game. So because of that, I couldn't do anything. And that is obviously infuriating to a certain extent because it makes your game irrelevant. And that's one of the biggest issues with this tanks is you just can't do anything in certain scenarios. I was up against a pincer player and a shark on Vineyards one of the games. And obviously the shark pushed itself into the hull down spot on the encounter cap. And I literally just sat there. And I was like, well, I can't do anything. And our whole team lost. That was it. Because I can't encounter that guy. I can't do anything. My team fell apart and that was the last of the game. So the tank is very infuriating on the fact that it really can't hold its own. And because of that, it dies very, very quickly and very easily. T-49s, oh baby, you know they're going to YOLO rush you. In fact, the last game I played in this tank was almost a terrible battle. But here we go, let's play a game in the STA once again, or at least show you a game from the last battle I played. Now this was a good battle. I rounded one shot in this game, which kind of got me annoyed, but overall the game went pretty dang well. And this is a perfect example to show where this tank can do very well at a second line support. But even then, the team fell apart so quickly, and it was like incredibly sad how quickly the team fell apart. I don't understand how a team can die this quickly in Blitz, but it always manages to surprise me. But here we are. I'm running the STA, and I'm going to get a nice tap into the T-44-85 there. My reticle's kind of bugging on that shot, but thankfully it still hit the enemy, and with that fantastic pen, able to dip a shell right into that 44-85 already. So we're sitting at about 500 hit points, not too bad. We got vehicles like that T-25-2 over here, gonna try and get a snap into him. I was hoping that Chimera wouldn't poke too far out because I didn't want to bleed, obviously. This thing has no armor, so a vehicle like a T-25-2, and by the way, oh baby, that shot was just, sheesh, that was a pretty nice shot. But there we go, T-25-2 once again, and there you are. We're sitting at 1,200 damage already. That's pretty dang solid, but at the same time, we're already down, like, how are we down a tier 8 light? I don't know. Our 49's already dead, though. Pretty impressive if you ask me. But, yeah, our 49's dead, and, well, it's going back and forth right now. Both teams are falling apart. I was hoping that LEKPZ was on the other side of the rails, but sadly he was not. And that shell, no clue where it actually went. But right now, you can see we're starting to run into some issues. Now, I realized instantly that LEKPZ was behind the team, so I'm like, all right, we're getting some shells into this guy. There's one nice tap. I put on my adrenaline, and I was like, okay, reload, and, well, you're going to see just not able to get that shell out. The shell velocity is a little bit slow on this tank, but this shot here was definitely my fault. I wasn't really in the mood to just try, so I just kind of didn't lead my shell great here, and my reaction time, you can see, was not fantastic. That was definitely my fault. I really wanted to clear this guy, though, and as you can see, currently, it is a 5 versus 3. Here we go, though, aiming again, and yeet! Now, that one was a decent shot. We penned him, and oh boy, yeah, I was not in the mood to get hit by 49 right now. Now, I don't know if this guy was bad. Well, he definitely was bad, but as you can see, I was actually hiding behind the barriers there for a moment to see if he would shoot, but I don't really know what the guy was doing, to be honest. He was just bad. That's all I can say. He was bad. He died, and thankfully he didn't shoot me, because if he did, this game would have been way, way worse. Now, we got the Emil over here. I didn't pen him because I was trying to aim at his hull, but ended up hitting his turret. Right now, this game is just a whole blunder truck. Really, it's just back and forth, and now here comes the LEKPZ yeeting and ramming into me. Yeah, I didn't really know what that was, but hey, fine with me, and I got stuck on the wall there. But nonetheless, we turned a pretty solid defeat into a pretty solid victory, me and this beta player here. So nice job to the Chimera. Even though he was a little bit annoying at the beginning, we managed to pull out that victory pretty dang well, and kudos to you. So there you have it, folks. This is the STA. As you can see, it can do pretty decent. I had 2 3000s in it, and I had a couple 2500s. So it's not bad, but at the same time, it's not good. I think it's an average vehicle, and it relies on its team, which means that it's not great. So overall, I didn't enjoy playing this tank. Would I play it again? No. I wouldn't suggest to my friends to play it. Honestly, this was just painful, but it wasn't bad. So hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.